You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Colleen Nolan, Kelly Bryan, Linda Robson, and Janet Street Porter.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Loose Women, where we've got your hump day lunchtime covered. Coming up, thanks sir. Coming up on today's show, after it was revealed that Queen Camilla has invited her ex-husband Andrew Parker Bowles to attend the coronation, is it okay to still be involved in an ex's life? And after Robbie Williams admitted he and wife Ida barely get intimate in the bedroom, are there just more important things in a relationship? Who knows? Then we are joined by Strictly's Shirley Ballas, who will be paying tribute to her dearest friend, former head judge Len Goodman. Shirley first met Len when she was just 9, and she's got some really special memories to share. But first, yesterday President Biden officially announced his campaign for re-election in 2024. If he was to win a second term in the White House, that would see him through to 86 years old by the end of it. He's already the oldest US president. What do you think? Is age and experience more valuable than youth when it comes to the workplace, Janet?
Well,
I was going to break it to her gently, but I thought, just get there.
well, fascinating fact, I am exactly the same age as Donald Trump.
Oh. You look better.
I'll let you say that.
Yeah.
I think the thing about experience in the workplace is there's workplaces and workplaces. So if you're running a country, you do need all your faculties fully operational. You do need your wits about you. You can't have the 4 o'clock nana nap in the afternoon in case that might be the time you need to press the nuclear button or you know, mobilise the troops.
Wow.
I do find it worrying, but then I find that the reports that all presidents always have about their health to be, you know, like fairy stories. Who can forget what Donald Trump said about his own doctor, who had to issue regular reports? He said, my doctor said, hang on a minute, his doctor said he loved looking at his body. And Trump said, I said to him, which is the best president's body if you had your choice? And he sort of indicated me because he loved to look at my body. The idea of spending more than 2 seconds looking at naked Donald Trump is quite nauseating. But in the workplace, would I choose an older person over a younger person? What you want as a boss is the experience and someone who can fit in a team. So in my working career, I've employed lots of young people and given them a break, but within the team, I would balance it out with older people who had, you know, more experience. And I think now employers are realising that after COVID, a lot of older people took early retirement and they're desperate to get them back in the workplace, really, really desperate, because they're good team players, they've got experience, and we do want younger people to go into the workplace, but you've got to balance it out. It can't be just younger people.
But Kelly, you're more into employing older people.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been recently doing a recruitment process for my new executive media assistant, and I was really keen to find somebody over 50, someone that's probably had all their children, that's got all that kind of really good creativity and stuff from their youth, but has maybe got all of that stuff out of the way and is still looking for something to get their teeth into. I'd love that, just because I think that experience you just can't buy that weight of life experience that comes with a person of that age. I mean, for me, I've hired somebody that's younger, but with a good head on their shoulders. But for me personally, when I was younger, being in business, I think I was quite young and dumb. And I think that's a really risky combination, because youth and power in the wrong hands can just
Well,
be
that's what I was
catastrophic.
going to say. I think it's really important if it's somebody as big as a president running a country.
Yeah.
they have to also, I would hope, be aware of how the world is today.
Yeah.
Because,
But
you know...
notice something interesting, though, Colleen. The younger people who've been presidents or state leaders, like Macron and now Rishi Sunak, pretend to be younger than they are. So I find that really fascinating. It's almost like they think we've got to appeal to, you know, younger people, so they wear that zippy thing that's a trendy thing, the three-quarter zip, three-quarter zip, or zip up wherever. That replaced the hoodie. It's like Boris Johnson going jogging in those ridiculous shorts. It's almost like they want to look slightly teenage, which I find
to the young people.
patronising and ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what you want is...
I think older people are more interesting because they've lived more of a life and they've got more stories to tell. And the younger generation are all interested in social media all the time. And age is just a number, isn't it?
It is.
It's like, as long as he's got all his faculties about him and he knows what he's doing, then why not?
But has he got all his faculties about him?
Have you got all your faculties around you?
I've got faculties to spare.
Well, lend me something.
Right, now, this'll get you talking, all of you now. This week, it was revealed that Andrew Parker Bowles, Queen Camilla's ex-husband, will be at the coronation watching his ex-wife take part in the ceremony. Now, it did get us thinking, how much should you still get involved in an ex's life? Well, take a look at this video of a woman who took it one step further by filming her ex proposing to his new partner. Oh. See, I think it's nice. That was his ex filming that. And I thought it was quite sweet. I mean, his ex could be like... but I think if you can, depending on the circumstances of how you split up or how it ended, if you can remain friends, and especially if you have children together, then I think it's a lovely thing to do, as long as the new partner doesn't mind. But, you know, for me, it was so lovely at Shane Jr.'s wedding last July to have both my ex-husbands there. Obviously, his dad was there, but then also Ray, because Ray was such a massive part of Shane's life as well. So it was just nice not having that worry of, well, I can't invite him because, you know, he won't come or she won't come. And it was nice, and I think it's nice for the kids. So I think if it's doable, then it's nice. But obviously there are circumstances where it's not.
No, I definitely wouldn't be videoing my husband with his new partner now. I would find that really, really strange because I wouldn't want to even be there watching him propose or whatever. I think that's really, really an odd thing to do. So, no, definitely not. I wouldn't like that at all. And I'd be like you, I'd be taking terrible angles, make sure she looks horrible. I'd be videoing my face.
This is evil, Linda.
I'd be videoing my face going, good luck to you, love.
My first three husbands were all really good friends with each other. I mean, once they got over the fact that each one that I dumped them for the next one. My second husband, when he got married, I went to the wedding and I did the speech for the bride. And I was godmother to their two children. Not a very good godmother, I've got to say, but it was that close a relationship. And in fact, my second husband introduced me to my third husband, so...
So you've got that covered then, babe?
Yeah, I've got it covered on all bases.
What about you, Ken?
Well, for me, I was in an abusive relationship.
Yeah, so that's completely
coercive control.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, I couldn't be further from that. You know, I wouldn't even want to really reveal where I lived or where I'd moved to or what I was doing now with my life, just because I wouldn't want any chance of those connections happening. And I want to feel safe. I want to feel comfortable in my life now, and I don't really want any of those connections at all. So I probably wouldn't be me.
No. And I understand that, because that's a completely different... You know, there's a lot of people out there that I would say, no, definitely don't even be friends with them.
I just think I was really lucky that I stayed friends with them all and I went on holiday with them and we all would have dinner together.
Is that lucky or is that a little bit strange?
I think that's really strange.
I don't think it's strange. If you can have that relationship, then it's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not as weird as
like I
everybody
said,
says.
for my children,
Yeah,
like
it's perfect.
Kira, Ray texted me today and said, look, I'm doing a gig near you. Can I stay at yours tonight? And I said, yeah. And I've told Kira, Dad's staying. And it's nice.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. We're just friends because we have a connection of our children, and it's much nicer for them as well.
But that is so lovely because you two have put them first.
Yeah.
Because it's lovely for them, isn't it?
But equally I could, because there was nothing like what you went through, you know, if I'd have gone through that. Anyway, shut them up, didn't it? Still to come, Robbie Williams has admitted he and wife Ida just can't be bothered with a bit of you-know-what. Find out why one of us compares time in the bedroom to a plate of beans on toast. Yes, really. And with Meghan turning Harry down for a cheeky kiss in public, are you a fan of a bit of PDA? Janet's thoughts next. I can't wait. Hello and welcome back. In around 15 minutes, we'll be joining Strictly Shirley Ballas, remembering the true gentleman that was Len Goodman, and revealing the special dance technique Len taught her in her early career. Plus loads more debates and lunchtime laughs as well. But before any of that, it's competition time, and it's a fabulous prize worth £90,000. Yes, and a brand spanking shiny new motor. Gok is live for us with all the details. Hi, Gok.
Hi, Colleen. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Bocan at the top of the Novotel Hotel here in Canary Wharf. Look at this view. It's absolutely stunning. But is it as good as this view? I'm with a whole load of ITV winners. Say hello, everyone. Looking gorgeous. Now, they've all won. And you won.
I did.
You did. How much did you win?
£1,000.
OK, what did you spend it on?
Christmas and meals for family.
And how did it feel to win that money?
Amazing.
Very excited?
Absolutely.
Very excited. Well, if you want to feel as good as Andy, why not enter our competition? Now, the caveat is it finishes this Friday at 3 p.m, OK? That's when the lines close. But you could win £134,000 worth of prizes, starting off with the car, which is a Mercedes 250e GLA, all the mod cons, AMG styling, plus £90,000 in tax-free cash. That is one massive prize. But like I said, lines do close this Friday at 3 p.m, so you've got to get your entries in, and here are all of your details. For another chance to win, text PRIZE to 88333. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783333. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY12, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. Good luck. So like I said to you, that is a prize worth over £134,000 with a car and £90,000 in tax-free money. You lot, give them a massive cheer and get them to enter the competition. You've got to be in it to win it. Remember, lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. Get involved.
Oh, thank you, Gok. Yes, everybody get involved. Well, front page news this morning, Robbie Williams and former Loose Women wife Ida have given up on intimacy in the bedroom, if you know what I'm saying, with the singer admitting he would rather cuddle instead. So, how important is intimacy in the bedroom in a relationship? Well, I'm going to start this off, Kelly, if you don't mind.
Go on, Cole.
It's my favourite song. Go on, babe. And I'm going to start it off because, to me, it's the acts. Intimacy at lunchtime. You know, I always think of it as a bit like beans on toast, because sometimes it is the best meal on the planet, and other times it's just beans on toast. Yeah, I guess that's a good analogy.
That's a good analogy. I do get that. I do get that.
I'm going to eat some.
There's a lot of beans.
Enjoy.
You carry on.
Oh, there's a lot of beans on that toast.
Oh, always, Janet.
No,
Always.
after you eat beans, don't you?
So what do you think?
I don't know.
don't-
For me, I think there's so many things that are so lovely in an intimate relationship. Outside of that, you know, holding hands and lovely, like when you get up in the morning and there's like a little note left on the fridge, or like a post-it note going, love you, thinking of you, or I've made your favourite dinner, it's in the oven. When you get those things, communicate love to me in such an amazing way. And I guess that's just my love language. That's how I like love communicated to me. I mean, for me being a Christian, I was celibate for like 10 years before getting married. And so, you know, that kind of, you know, sex is one of those things that is put in a place that's saved for that kind of relationship. So it kind of has different attachments to it, and it's really, really special. So when it does happen, it's just you and that person, and it's a really, it's a very intimate moment that you've just shared with that person because you've saved yourself for that person. And
But
so
Janet never did.
Well, she did 5 times. It's okay.
Yeah.
My intimate relationships weren't confined to my 5 marriages or 4 marriages, however many there were. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't a bit of a hang-arounder. I got on with it. And, and if it didn't work, I moved on to the next one.
But you've got a memory book, haven't you?
Yeah, I have got in my head a kind of sex memory bank. So
Must be a thick book.
It is. Think of the Encyclopedia Britannica or every issue of Reader's Digest for the last 10 years or whatever. That's my sex memory bank. So in it, I've got good ones, bad ones, you know, weird ones. And so I can call them up.
So chapters you wouldn't go back to necessarily?
Chapters I turned over very quickly, chapters I very well thumbed, chapters. And, no, the truth of the matter is, though, to be serious, in a relationship, go back to the beans. You'll be suffering later.
Cold.
I think that intimacy is really important, as Kelly said. Humour's really important. And I'm a bit sad that Robbie did that and it revealed so much about his life. Because I think, although we joke about it on this show, what we try to do is keep some things private and some things really, really personal. And there's some things I wouldn't share and some things I would.
Yeah, but then in some respects, I think it's quite good because you can obviously see that they've got a very loving, great relationship.
Oh, yeah,
I follow them on
that.
social media. They seem so in love.
Yeah.
And if it works for them, it works for them. And like Kelly said, it's not all about the act.
Yeah, I personally think affection is more important than intimacy. Someone that'll like rub your feet if you're sitting on the sofa, you're laying on the sofa, or someone that'll massage your hair when you're laying there.
Oh, that's my
or
favourite.
just like holding hands when you go out.
You actually look now like you've just had a good
Where's the
session.
Chance of me a fine fit.
But don't you think that we grow up and all the images and everything is beamed in. Every time you turn on a TV drama, they're at it. Somehow every detective series, they manage to have a bit of, you know, bonking in it. And it can only make you feel that you've failed.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to get the message out that you set your own standards and be happy with what suits you, because we've been given impossible goals in life to emulate and follow.
We've got some good comments here. Julie says, I think intimacy means more when it's in the spur of the moment. It doesn't have to be like that 24/7.
Yeah.
I think it can be exhausting when someone...
Well, for you. And...
I'm sorry I did that.
No wonder you look so young.
In another life, you would have been a rabbit.
I'd rather be a hare than more beautiful.
Yeah.
Carol, I'll just end on Carol. She says, my husband's a fantastic cook. I said cook. You are so rude. Which is much better than intimacy, she says.
Yeah.
Good for you, Carol.
Yeah, give me a good casserole.
Talking of intimacy, one person who seemed to be bothered with it in public is Meghan Markle, who turned down Prince Harry's kiss on live TV at a basketball game this week. So, how are you, Linda, on public displays of affection?
Uncomfortable.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't like it, especially if I'm out with my grandchildren. I don't mind if they're holding hands or they're having a cuddle, but then when they start going into one, snogging and rubbing all their bottoms and all of that, I don't like that. I'll just shout out, get a room! I really don't like it, because I wouldn't do it either. I'd feel uncomfortable doing it.
Well, I agree. I don't like it if they actually full-on are kissing. like leaving nothing to the imagination. But equally, I love seeing people hug. I love seeing people hold hands.
Yeah, that's nice.
Or just looking at each other, and I think, oh, that's so lovely and so romantic, especially older people. I love it. I hope, you know, one day that'll be me. Probably just have beans on toast for the rest of my life. What about you?
I'm not a big fan of overly, you know, that kind of the one where you feel like that's one step away from something else. I don't like that.
You mean the sink plunger one?
Yeah, when they're just like, sort of like the faces are going and it's like a washing machine. I don't. Yeah, can't.
Janet loves it.
Yeah, I find that uncomfortable. I'm just like.
It makes me. I move. If I'm on the train and it's happening, I just move. I can't
Really?
Can't cope with
What
it.
do you mean when it's full on? How are you if they're just holding hands?
Holding hands, fine. Arm round the shoulders, fine. Stroking, until I'm getting worried. I'm getting anxious. Rubbing legs, definitely. I've moved to another car. I've gone.
I don't like slobbering. You know, when you see them slobbering, they're dribbling over each other's face.
See, you agree because you've got that same reaction.
Yeah.
Where are you all going out? It's normally young people in a nightclub that do that, isn't it?
No,
Not someone in the middle of...
I'm talking an underground train.
Yeah, but there's nothing nicer than seeing people being intimate with each other that are genuine, like you said, an older couple who are just holding hands on the train or having a little natter to each other, and he's like stroking a little. I just love that. That's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
Janet would still move. Anyway, coming up, Linda is revealing all about her big return to acting. So stay tuned for that. And after the break, she signed up for another year on the Strictly. We are catching up with Shirley Ballas and celebrating the life of ballroom legend Len Goodman, who she has known since she was just 9 years old. Don't miss Shirley's special memories and stories next.
She's a BAFTA winner, a Strictly winner, a star of the square and an inspiration to millions. Now the incredible Rose Ayling-Ellis joins our panel.
Joined up for a Loose Women special to celebrate Deaf Awareness Week.
Coming soon.
Welcome back to your Wednesday Loose Women, and very live and oh so loose this lunchtime. It's Linda Robson, Janet Street Porter, Kelly Bryan and me, Colleen Nolan. Still to come, this notice caused quite a stir online after a boss told employees that work was not a place for fun. A bit like here, really. Find out what we think about that in around 15 minutes. And should we all start the day with a pep talk in the mirror? Hear what we would say to ourselves in the morning later on. Right, well, the showbiz world lost yet another legend when it was announced on Monday former Strictly star Len Goodman passed away aged 78. He truly was one of a kind who was known for his famous catchphrase, 7. Today, we are joined by someone who first met Len at the age of 9. Please welcome Shirley Ballas. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you for coming in to talk about Len on must be such a hard day for you and such a shock when he passed away.
I think it's very difficult for all my particular industry because I have my own industry, we have Strictly and Dancing with the Stars, but I've known him from a very small child, and I have a lot of good friends in the industry who we all loved Len. He was a really big part of our lives. He was an icon in humour. He could make the rain go away. He was such a beautiful human being.
And you say you've known him a long time, since the age of 9. I never realised.
When I was judging, he was out on the circuit. He was either demonstrating or judging, was when I first met him. And then, of course, later in my career, I trained with him. He was probably responsible for, saying to me, Shirley, you can take your work seriously, but stop taking yourself so seriously, because I was such a person who wanted to learn all about the technique, and he taught me more about the human spirit. So, and I will take that with me forever. He's just, so it was such a wonderful man.
Yeah, he really was. And it must have been so hard. I mean, he's known your son since because your son does Dancing with the Stars.
That's correct.
And he calls him, is it Uncle Len still?
Well, Mark started on Dancing with the Stars when he was 21 years old, and he's known Len since he was a little boy, a baby. We have a photograph somewhere of him as a baby. And he would say, Uncle Len, and he'd go, it's Len, Mark, you're dancing, I'm the adjudicator. And yes, and I went to see the launch show last year when Mark decided he was going to do Dancing with the Stars, and I saw Len there, and I got my last and final cuddle with him there, and he was still, even though he'd got quite frail, I thought, because I hadn't seen him in a while, he was still, you know, full of humour. Come on over here, you know, and he liked a cuddle.
And that smile.
And that smile, it was just
But you
piercing.
suspected that something was wrong with him, didn't you?
I kind of felt he didn't look the best that I had seen him, as with a lot of people in my industry. We kind of knew, but everybody kept... We're close quarters, we don't put it all out there, you know, we keep it very personal, we protect our own. So, yes.
Yeah. Shirley, what did you learn from Len when you took over judging? What was the best advice he gave you?
Well, again, it was don't take yourself so seriously. You know, it is the audience know a lot about dancing, he told me. You know, they are experts. Come in, give them a few tips about the technique and really enjoy also the performances that are there to entertain. It's not always about your forward walk, you know, you'd say that in East End accent. And yes, I got a lot of tips from him at the very, very beginning. And of course, throughout my life, I learned so much about him.
What was this stuff he taught you about hands? Because my hands are just like sitting at the end of my arms and they're not very elegant.
Well, he never wanted, he always wanted graceful finish at the ends of your hands, you know.
Graceful finish.
And my partner, Corky, you know, he was a little bit more stiff and he'd say, sausages, boys, they look like sausages, get rid of them. So, yeah, he was... right to the ends of your fingertips, to the way that you interacted with another human being. He was the life and soul of the party.
And he's been such a massive part of your life for such a long time. So what was, you know, what's your sort of one takeaway thing in terms of your career? Because he sort of trained you as well, prepared you for competitions, that had such an integral part of you as a dancer in terms of, as in the dance world as well. So what kind of thing do you think he's left you with? What's one takeaway?
He never called me Shirley. He always called me Twirly Shirley or Curly Shirley, and that's why I did my hair extra curly for today. And I wore my black dress today with all these little red hearts, so they represent all of the Strictly dancers and all of the Dancing with the Stars dancers. So all my little hearts are thrown to him today. He taught me a lot, you know, about dancing, about the industry, about how to, when things go really low for you, how to pick yourself up, how always to walk into a room with a smile because there's somebody always worse off than you.
Wow.
And our job is to really make people smile, irregardless of how we feel, irregardless of what we're going through. And that's what he did. He did it for all of the profession that I'm in, my own industry.
And you were on before to talk about some of the trolling that you received as being part of Strictly. But you're returning, which is fantastic.
We're
We're
very
happy.
excited.
We're
very
so excited to have you, but we love you, don't we?
Yeah,
You're just
absolutely.
like such a fantastic
So what were all
judge.
these stories about you not going back? What were you doing?
Do you read the press? Do you believe everything you read in the press?
Newspaper editor.
Don't read it in the press. If you don't hear it from me personally, you know it's a load of rubbish.
Shirley, holding out for more money, though.
Absolute not true. Well, I'm going to look you in the eye. Absolutely not true.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, we are so happy that you're going back.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. That
If
Anton
anybody could
Woof,
have filled
I'm ready.
Len's shoes, it was you, Shirley, to be honest.
Well,
with
I
you.
don't think I could ever fill Len's shoes, but I
No,
can
but
put
being
my
such a-
fluffy slippers next to
Yeah,
him.
exactly. And just the love that you feel for him as well.
I do.
Something, actually, that I never realised, and you told me today, another secret talent that he had, really, was his poetry.
Len wrote poetry and he wrote rhymes for people when they got married. He was just always thinking of something that was rather quirky. May I read just a few lines of a little poem that he had? I think you'll enjoy it. To market with my brother Jim, when somebody threw a tomato at him. Tomatoes don't hurt, he said with a grin. This one did. It came in a tin. And that was Len. You know, he was just always cheerful, loved to write poetry to Richard Gleave and some of my really dear friends. He wrote something beautiful on their wedding day. He was always writing. He was a fun guy. He was extraordinary. He will be greatly missed. And every step of this series, when I take it on Strictly, I'll be thinking about him.
And talking about wedding days, have you got any wedding days planned in the future?
No, now this is news. This is news. I love my boyfriend to bits, but I have made a conscious decision this year, as I'm sitting here now with you wonderful women, not to get married. So I have...
Is there a reason for that?
I just think that we're in a good place. Our relationship works. And I think, as my son said, well, it was you who was pushing to get married, Mother, let's face it. So I just think I want to be able to up and off to the United States and stay here and go there and be where I want to be. Not that Danny would ever stop me doing that. But I think we have a really beautiful relationship, and I don't really think it was ever in the cards for him, marriage, either. No. And I think I was being a bit of a pushy cow, you know what I mean?
Have you got the engagement ring, though?
I do have one, but I'm going to make that into a dress ring, so I can wear it for Strictly.
Good idea.
Oh, it's so nice. And good luck with everything. We love you on Strictly. We all absolutely loved Len.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of anyone nicer to come on and do such an amazing tribute than you yourself, who was such a good friend. And we're all thinking of you, and obviously all his family. Thank you, Shirley. OK, still to come. Stay tuned for Linda's big acting news next. And would you defy the boss who has banned fun and friendship in the workplace? I know I would. We will see you in a bit. Hello again and welcome back. Coming up next, we're asking, is the best way to start the day a pet talk in the mirror? These three are reluctantly practicing theirs. Yeah, maybe not. First, it's competition time. Lines close this Friday, so it's over to Gok, who's live with the details. Hi again, Gok.
Hi, gorgeous girls. Look at this. We're so bougie at this Bocan restaurant at the top of the Novotel in Canary Wharf. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm with some ITV winners. Now, they've all won a competition. Tell me, ladies, what did you spend your money on?
Holiday.
A holiday.
Family.
The family.
Presents.
Presents. Well, you could be a winner as well, treating all of your friends and family and having a holiday with our prize, worth over £134,000. Starting off with £90,000 in tax-free cash, plus this amazing car, a Mercedes 250e GLA, AMG styling, all the mod cons, absolutely gorgeous. You'll be zipping around looking absolutely fabulous in that. But there is a caveat. The competition does end the lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. So you've got to get your entries in. Ladies, are you going to enter the competition?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, they're all going to enter, so you better enter as well. Here are your details. Good luck! For another chance to win, text PRIZE to 88333. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 783333. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY12, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. Good luck.
Yes, good luck with that. Now, Linda, you have got some very exciting news about a return to acting.
I have, yeah.
This is great news.
I've done a little film called Bermondsey Tales, and it's got Maisie Smith in it, John Hannah, Ray Burdis, myself. So I'll start filming during May and June, and I'm really looking forward to it because I haven't done some acting for quite a long time now. Well, I've done bits and pieces, but I've got more acting coming up this year. So I am really excited about it. You can all come to the premiere.
Where's our parts?
I'll see if there's something for you in there.
Body
be a tea lady or something.
Body double?
Body double? I wish.
What are you playing?
I'm playing Kath, who's one of the lead's wives in it. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
A mobster's wife.
A mobster's wife. A gangster's wife.
Well, that is brilliant news.
Thank you, thank you. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, we'll all be there.
I've been told to shut up in the ear.
Won't be the first time. Now, over a quarter of us apparently prepare for things like a date or job by giving ourselves a pep talk in the mirror. Well, it's been suggested we should all do this every morning, as people who do tend to be more cheerful and confident throughout the day. So, Kelly, did you give yourself a good pep talk this morning?
Yeah?
Did you?
Should we find out?
Well, I think that was the plan, but it's not happening.
No.
I mean, the technology is fantastic. No, we've got it now, Kelly. This is it now.
Kelly Ryan, just keep remembering what you've already done, what you've already been through, what you've already overcome. You've run a marathon, you've got through lupus, you've learned to read and walk and write again, so you can definitely do this. Go for it, girl. Be your best you. You got this.
I love that. Janet, let's have a look at yours.
Oh.
You are the best. You are the best. You are the best. Focus. Focus. Don't flap. Brilliant. Every morning I go for a walk by myself.
Dressed like that?
Yeah, I've got my hoodie up because I look rubbish. I've got giant bags under my eyes, got the hood up, dark glasses on, minding the dog poo and the people with long dog leads, and I do my pep talk, but I don't shout it at the mirror like that. But that's it.
You look really trendy there, actually. Linda,
Yeah,
let's have a look at yours.
You can do this, Linda. You can do this, Linda. You've done all these things, variety shows, live opera singing, and you've got through them. And I'm going to get through everything. And I just want to say, I love me, I love me, I love me. Oh, why am I so bloody lovely?
That's my mantra.
Oh, they didn't get mine.
No?
Story of my life, Rick. No, you didn't. Did you? Did you get mine?
Yeah, they've got yours.
Oh,
they won't leave you
have
out.
to look at it.
Yes.
Right, Colin. You think you can't do this, but you have to convince them that you can. So, I know you can't, but we'll convince them you can. We'll just wing it. You've been doing it your whole career. You'll be fine.
Oh, God. I mean, do you think it is important?
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't think I could do that every morning.
I love the way you said you've been doing it your whole career.
We used to do it before we did Birds of a Feather, so every time we were going into the studio, the three of us and whatever other cast was in there, we'd all get in a group hug and we'd all say, we love each other, we're there for you, if something goes wrong, we'll help you out. And then for some reason, we did a pelvic thrust. We'd all go, like that. And then the show went really well. So it worked.
You're good at that, though. I think you give me my pep talk every time I'm with you. You're the one that gives me the pep talk.
Well, I just think sometimes you don't see how good you are. Because she's always putting herself down. So so sometimes I just tell you, because I think, like, you look fab or whatever, or you're doing a great job. She makes this look so easy. I tried reading one line and it all went wrong. Pete Tong, I was going to say another word. But yeah, it's a pleasure.
That's really nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
She's also very honest when it has gone horribly wrong. But Janet, do you give yourself a pep talk? Because you always seem confident in what
Well,
you
I've
do.
got a lot of rubbish in my mind, a lot of unsolved grievances, people I'm not speaking to, people I might not... I've got to empty them out. So what I do is when it's kind of form of meditation, actually. So it's more of getting ready for the day. Don't be bugged by what went wrong yesterday. Start with a clean slate. Go in and remember to smile to Colleen. Otherwise, there'll be all hell to pay.
Your mind is vast, isn't it? Because you've got all that in there with your
Yeah,
pep
I've got
talk,
the sex
and then you've got the sex library as well.
It occupies different parts of the brain. But
She's just got a massive brain power, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Mine's empty. Right, let's go on to this, because I know you're going to be angry at this. Now, one boss has sparked fierce debate online after putting up a sign telling employees not to facilitate friendships during working hours. The sign reads, "Attention employees, work is not meant to be fun. This is your job. Do not dedicate work time to the discussion of non-work topics." The boss goes on to urge any staff who spot their colleagues having non-work discussions to report them to management. So, Janet, when did you get the time to put that
I never, honestly, when I was a boss, I never ever wrote a sign like that. But I would always have an office that had glass walls so I could spy. So I'd invent a corner office with 2 glass walls. So I was there, laser vision. And I would walk round the floor just checking out. And one of the jobs I had, there was somebody who was drunk at work, and I just thought it was a real shame because people often wanted to have drinks for someone's birthday or something in the office, so I did have to put out a blanket booze ban, which I did feel was bad. But, I mean, the other thing in offices, particularly, because that's my experience, it has always been the office environment, is you get these people who are really good at desk loitering. So they're never at their desk. They're always having an important discussion at someone else's desk. And then they move from desk to desk, and you just think, they're not working. But now, so many people are working from home.
So you could have a go at them. I don't see why the whole office has to suffer, do you know what I mean? And I think I think people work better in a friendly, lovely environment.
Well, you're not handing out song sheets at the beginning of every day, Colleen.
That's what you think.
Well, you are trying to do a job. I think you've got to...
Yeah, but as long as they're doing their job.
Yeah. Yes, it's how you monitor it. And, of course, that's got harder and harder for bosses with working from home.
Yeah, I'm the opposite to everything that boss stated. We have a really fun working place and our environment is so much fun. And I really do encourage that because the more fun people have, you've got to remember, like, maybe 80% of your life is lived at work and 20% is your weekend. So you're living your life in your workspace. So why not make it a fun space that you enjoy being at? And that you can be creative at, that you can be productive at, but also that you're having fun. I think that's what's really important.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're lucky here because we have a great time when we come in the morning. We're all friends, we all socialise together, and we're all happy where we work. But not everyone's like that, are they, obviously? No. But it just makes it a much nicer place to go into work knowing that you're going to enjoy yourself that day.
Well, because the thing is, if you've got a really angry boss who's got no sense of humour and all that, you just dread, well, life's too short to go in and dread.
No,
why are you all laughing? Because I was looking at Janet.
I didn't expect every member of my workforce to think I was the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think, you know, I was a good boss in that I promoted people, rewarded good work, and, you know, all right, I don't go around with a jolly smile on my face the entire time, but I was a decent boss, I think, you know, and a lot of people got their careers really started under me. But it is tough being a boss. I mean, just putting it from the other point of view, you've got to achieve what the company's goals are, you've got to work to a budget, you've got to put up with a lot of excuses and, you know, waffle from the workforce. And you've also got to deliver because your head's on the block if you don't from the person higher up than you.
I bet getting a compliment off Janet at some work you've done would be the most amazing. Like, you'd be constantly wanting to please her, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, you know that thing about school inspections at the moment, they're moaning they're only one word. They got the idea from me. The one-word compliment. Good.
Well, thanks, ladies, for today. And that is it for today. Tomorrow, Mum and daughter Andy and Makita Oliver will be opening up about their special bond. We shall see you then. Goodbye.